52 former McDonald's franchisees are suing the fast food giant, seeking more than $1 billion. They say they were forced to close or sell more than 200 McDonald's locations because of systematic and covert racial discrimination. It is an explosive lawsuit. They say that McDonald's forced them to make changes to improve their stores, things not required of white franchisees. Joining us right now is a former franchisee, Van Jakes. Van, welcome to Roland Martin Unfiltered.
Hey, Roland, how are you, sir?
Black people, we are still living in the era of Jim Crow. The difficulty that we have as black entrepreneurs is so much about the economic castration that is occurring with black people is behind the scenes now. And now the businesses that are racially discriminating against you are not discriminating against you as a customer, but they're discriminating against you as far as making sure there's no economic development in your community. And we support these companies. Primarily, we're one of the largest supporters of these type of companies, such as McDonald's. How often do we frequent McDonald's for our children, not understanding that McDonald's are directly trying to sabotage our economic progress? So black people, I need us to wake up and understand we have to stop supporting these people, and we have to remove the veil that's over our eyes so that we do not see who our enemy are and do not understand why we are in this economic conditions, because we're still living in Jim Crow and we're still dealing with economic castration. That was what all the lynchings, everything was about, was to economically castrate the black man. And this continues to this day.
So explain to us exactly what this lawsuit is about. Now, I've actually spoken to the McDonald's black franchisees a couple of times last year, previously as well. I've met many of you, and folks always talked about for years how McDonald's was a huge proponent of black businesses, and black franchisees really touted the company. Yet this lawsuit says they were systematically denied opportunities.
Absolutely. Roland, when we first got started, we always knew we were behind. We had to run faster to catch up. The only problem we didn't understand, we wasn't running the same race. Instead of running 400 meters, it's 800 meters. And the white operators get to run 400, we get to run 800. What I mean by that is I didn't know until I left the system some of the things that was going on, because I was concerned running my race, trying to be best I could be. And there was a lot of us feeling the same way when we got together and realized what was going on.
And here's where they got us at. Thinking business is individual when they're working collectively to economically deprive us. See, he was focused on just him. He was not communicating with the other black McDonald's owners. For some reason, we have this belief that integration has really occurred and that white people are not collectively working to keep us down. And that's why the Bible says the greatest trick the devil ever did is convincing the world he doesn't exist. The greatest thing Europeans have done was convince black people that they're not your enemy, that they're not responsible for the current condition that you're in with their policies. See, he was so focused on him as an individual that they messed over the collective of black franchise owners for McDonald's. That's how but see, they're working together. Y'all working as individuals. This is why they have the ability to do these things, because he was only focused on himself.
Higher volume restaurants than blacks. They are given opportunities for the higher volume restaurants, which puts them in a position to be more successful. Their cost to running those restaurants is a lot cheaper. As an example, I have a restaurant I have to have security in, okay? My counterpart will have a restaurant on the other side of town, does not have to have security in. At one point, we had over close to 400 McDonald's owner operators at one point. Today, we have about 186, 187. How can that be? the cash flow differential in different parts of the state can be hundreds of thousands of dollars per store, less than their white counterparts. They're not going to give up power until they're made to. They're not going to have parity until they're made to have parity. McDonald's doesn't believe in it. The people running this corporation, they don't believe in it, because if they did, they could fix it. They got all the power. They direct where every restaurant goes. And when they say they don't, that's not true, because they can exercise something called the right of first refusal and sell that restaurant to anyone they want to. They are judge and jury.
So when did you first become a McDonald's franchisee?
I played the NFL for a little bit, had a cup of coffee and a donut for about 6, 7 years. And then I became a McDonald's operator in 1992 down in Florida, came to Atlanta in 1994, and I was in here for about 23 years as an operator.
And so when did you stop being a franchisee or an operator, and why? What caused that?
2016, so much required reinvestment, the strain on my body, mentally, physically, from playing football, trying to do second generation. And McDonald's really almost forcing you out, because if you don't do it your way, it's either their way or the highway. And then when you realize they didn't do the same thing to our white counterparts, what I mean by that is one store in particular, I reinvested that store 3 times, rebuilt it 3 times. And I seen some stores when I got out of the system, they never reinvested in it once. So that means you can never get out of debt. So it's like a rat race. You can never get caught up, especially now extending the race from 400 to 800 meters, where the white operator, once again, is running 400 meters.
Who said they want to be able to grow, and then they didn't have those opportunities. Also, they complained when McDonald's allowed white franchisees to open stores near theirs, taking market share, taking those dollars away as well. Those are also things that you heard.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that was my last straw for me. I had a store about a mile and a half from my best store, and they didn't know they was going to give it to me or not. Yet, the white operators, there's no question they're going to get it, no matter what your financial situation look like, because that can always improve if you guys are willing to work with it, if the bar is really equal. But that just never was the case, and we realized that the more we got out, the more we started talking to each other, because we're kind of isolated. Even my managers knew it. I was like, hey, we got to control what we can control. It's not controllables. I don't know what's going on down the street, but now I got out of the system. I seen what was going on down the street, and it really was disgusting, to be honest with you.
The suit, it covers franchisees all across the country, correct?
Correct. We really didn't want to do this. We tried to go to mediation because, McDonald's has allowed us to do a lot of good things in our families, in our communities, and we want to do the same thing and not to bring this to some of our friends that still own us right now, African-American owners. So we didn't really want to do that, but they gave us no other choice. So we're trying to take care of our kids, kids, just like they're trying to do, the white operators. I even had a white operator call me today, a former operator, and tell me, man, you guys are doing this is a great lawsuit. I will be a witness, because I wouldn't reinvest like that. I just told him I wouldn't do it. He had no ramifications. I said, Keith, I couldn't do that. And he said, I know. So, I told the attorney, he said, yeah, we'll use him as a witness if we need to.
One thing about black people that disgusts me, myself as a black man, is how we pansy to racism. When he said we didn't want to file this lawsuit, it allowed us to do. You paid into McDonald's. They didn't allow you to do nothing. You came up with the money. You bought into the franchise. You wasn't even an owner. You was just an operator. And while you was an operator, they mistreated you, consistently had a system to bankrupt you so that you could not provide for your family, but you want to say what they helped you do. Nothing. Black men need to stop contemplating to racism. Stop bowing down to racism.